Hi everyone, hope you're well, hope you're fantastic. My name is Gavin Mkabela. I just wanted to touch on this issue of refinancing because I feel that there's still a lot of confusion when it comes to this concept. And today I want to talk about refinancing from a perspective of I get a question, I've been getting this question time and again where one says, Gavin, I have this property, it might be fully paid up, or the person is still paying a bond, but this property has equity in it. And then the question is, can I refinance this equity even if I'm not working, or even if I don't have a source of income? So it's popping up time and again, and I felt that maybe let me do a video around this. So let me go back a little bit. I think at times we talk about this jargon, equity, and one might not understand what we are talking about. But I mean, I do it deliberately so that we can always know. You need to always know the language of the game that you are playing, so that even the scammers cannot scam you. So you'll always know exactly what's going on. So when we talk about equity, we're talking about within your property there is value that can then be exchanged for capital or cash. So what do I mean by this? That let's say you have I'll start with this example, that you have built your property, right? So you have pumped money into that property. The property is now standing, and the property now is worth X amount of money. So when we say now equity, it means that you can extract that money out, whether it's you buying the property, you selling the property, or you now basically refinancing. So refinancing or mortgaging the property, because you have done that cash, but you want the money back. You want the money out that you have invested in that property. So you can go to the bank and say, bank, my property is worth so much, is fully paid up, but I want to take a bond against this property. Then the bank says, no, this is wonderful. So they will then grant you the money if you qualify. They will then give you the money. Obviously there will be terms and conditions around that, and then affordability checks and everything else. So then they give you that money. So that money now, you now have the money, but now it means that you now have a loan that is attached to that property. All right, so you can take that money, buy another property, rent it out, and then you can do that cycle of investments, right? But I want to then talk about this issue of now, I have the equity, the same example, or maybe I'm paying a bond, but this property is now worth X amount, and it's now I want to take out that money. Now if you are not working, to refinance that, it's going to be a problem. Why it's a problem? Because from a refinancing perspective, it's still an application process. So you still need to apply for that, which means that it has an affordability aspect to it. So they want to check if you can afford to then pay on a monthly basis. So remember, if now you go back to the bank and you're refinancing, now I want to see that if they want to give you this money, right, you want to be able to service the bond. So if now you are not working, if you don't have a source of income, then you're going to have a problem, right? It even becomes a problem even if you have for example, a source of income, like maybe let's say you're running your own business, but if you don't have financials to prove or to back that income flow, then that's going to be a problem. So the bank won't be able to give you that loan. So you can even have 3 million in that. It's because it's an affordability thing. So what I also advise normally, why we also mention the issue of an entity a lot. Of course, it's not for everybody. So remember, when you are investing, so investment, it's customized as per your needs, and that is why we normally do consultations so that we understand exactly where you are. So when we talk about an entity such as a company, so the nice thing about it is that if you're gonna run your property investment business in a company, So in the long run, then, if you do it right, where you have like financials, your cash flow is very strong, then the company itself can be a standalone from you from an affordability perspective. So meaning that in the long run, then the company can be able to get its own bond without necessarily the bank looking at you from an affordability point of view. So that helps in the long run, and that is why I feel that a lot of the times people get stuck where you have this massive income coming through from your properties, but you haven't formalized your business, and then now you want to go and borrow against your property, and you can't do that. Or you want to now be able to expand your property investment portfolio, but you can't do that. Why? Because your business is not formal. I remember I had like a number of clients where one would come and say, Gavin, I'm making, maybe 50,000 out of my properties. And then you ask, then how are you, what is the structure that is now driving this property investment business that you have? And the person is running it informally. And it's so difficult now to go to the bank and say, bank, I need to get a loan or a mortgage bond, or I need to refinance, or whatever the case might be. Then it's very, very difficult, because then the bank wants the financials. So we need to be very careful when we're building our property investment portfolios that we are doing it correctly. And what I want to do is that I'm hoping that in the next maybe 2 weeks, I'll be doing a number of videos and even maybe sessions in different social platforms, so that we can go a little bit deeper in preparation for 2025, because at least there will be some time for one to be able to do that. I mean, it's been a crazy year, growing, starting the agency, making sure that it is working. But I'm hoping that, in the next 2 weeks, I can be able to do more, just to go deeper, because I see that there's still a lot of confusion. People want to get into property, but they don't know how to do it. So hopefully, the videos that will be coming through, the sessions that will be coming through, one can be able to get to learn more and be able to implement, because of course, in terms of 2025, we want to do better. We want to see more people getting into the space, because I can tell you, diversification is very key when it comes to investment. But I always say that property should always be your underlying asset, because whether it's red, blue, recession or not, people will need shelter all the time. And it's an asset that can hold value if you buy in the right kind of areas, and not only giving you income, but it can also be able to give you capital, because then when it appreciates in value, then that's where the refinancing aspect of it comes in there, or you selling it and then you're making money out of it. But I'm going to be touching on a lot of this again, just to make sure that everyone is in the same page and we can get going in 2025. So I hope this definitely assisted. But yeah, if you have any questions, please let me know, so that I can be able to assist you.